I was reminiscing about 1980 when maybe both of us started getting into politics for a little bit. And
Yeah.
that was the Edward Kennedy for president campaign. It didn't go anywhere, but it was the first time I had noticed the power of a third party. I think John Anderson, right?
Yeah.
Anderson was a moderate Republican and had lost patience with the Republican Party under Reagan. So it was a kind of an interesting first example of why America flirts with third parties. But the stakes are very real in 2024. And you have been going out of your way to talk about the concerns that you have of this particular election at this particular time. And I thought it'd be great to get your point of view on that.
In most other elections that I could think of, that you and I've gone through, going back to 1980 and John Anderson, I'd probably be in favor of. I would be. I'd be in favor of an independent third party being out there. This election is completely different. This isn't. We're no longer in a fight between, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, or even, an ideological fight between the right and the left. This one is, I think, democracy is on the ballot, and that if Donald Trump finds his way back into the White House, will be, we will have an autocratic leader, and democracy will be, as we know it, will be dead. I mean, we may be in, there may still be voting. It's very clear. We've all lived through past close elections in which third parties were spoilers. Whether it was Ralph Nader getting 100,000 votes in Florida in 2000, and Al Gore losing Florida by 535 votes or something like that. Yes, you can't prove that that 535 of those people who voted for Nader would have voted for Gore if he wasn't in it. But come on, the same is true, in 2016 with Hillary Clinton. The reason Trump was able to eke out that win, despite a huge popular vote, was how strong the third party vote was in that election polling. But our polling shows a 5-point swing. If this is a one-on-one election between Trump and Biden, Biden is ahead, sometimes 3 points, sometimes 5 points. But as soon as you throw no labels, independent third party on the ballot, basically what happens is 5-6 points come off of Biden, a point or two come off of Trump. And Trump ends up either in a tie or winning.
This is a really hard thing for you guys to pull off, isn't it? When we have historic unfavorable reviews of both Trump and Biden, it's just, everybody has a gut reaction is we've got to find a different way. And you're trying to constantly beat the drum that any significant individual who has a lot of money is going to be tempted by this. And I don't know how you hold that type of person off.
We're talking about 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 people in 6 or 7 states that yes, will they be, want to, who don't want to vote for either one of them? Let's get there. When you ask them, okay, you don't like them both, what are you going to do? They break for Joe Biden. They break for democracy. So that creates a whole bunch of problems for no labels. One is they're not going to win any states. I mean, there's no way to win the Electoral College. It's not possible. Okay, who's going to win the electoral votes in California? It's not going to be no labels. It's going to be whoever the Democratic nominee is. Who's going to win the electoral votes in Alabama? It's not going to be no labels. It's going to be Donald Trump or whoever the Republican nominee is. Mm-hmm. When you get to that group that says, we don't like either one of them, but if it's going to be Trump or Biden, I want Biden, and not allow no labels a whole lot of success at convincing them that this is the time to do this new thing that cannot, I mean, regardless of Trump or Biden, it cannot work. It can't happen. And the only thing that can happen from any effort that they make is helping Donald Trump.
Has this ever been done before in any kind of serious way, where an organization like yours has been very proactive and very early in the game, trying to change the nature of this an election?
No, I don't think there. But first of all, there's never been anything like No Labels. I mean, there's never been a dark money party that's been out there collected, basically funded by billionaires, hedge fund directors, and and dark money, that's been getting on the ballot with no, by the way, no procedure for picking the candidates. They still to this day have no, they're going to have some kind of convention with 2,000 people, and the candidates will be, their ticket will be unveiled there. So this is the first time you've had basically a dark money funded effort that is going to put hand-picked candidates on the ballot, that is going to impact this election in a way that could end democracy as we know it. No, that's the first. Wittingly or unwittingly, that's what No Labels is and what it's doing. So part of this is to make people out there to let Joe Manchin and Larry Hogan and those folks know that you don't want to go near this. We don't want you're going to only help Trump. I think it'll be really not a great place to be Larry Hogan and help deliver up Donald Trump or Joe Manchin. It's going to be bad enough if No Labels gets 3% of the vote. It'll be worse if Joe Manchin runs and he gets 9%, which is basically what our polling shows. I mean, if this were Romney versus Biden, or Liz Cheney versus Biden, I'd sit there and say, look, the one thing we all know is Liz Cheney, Biden, we're going to have a democracy the day after the election. She's not going to, that's where this danger this time of a third party. Look, all we're asking No Labels to do is to say, if Donald Trump is the Republican nominee of the Republican Party, they will not do this.
Joe Trippi, thank you so much indeed. We'll talk soon, I hope.
Yep, I look forward to it.